Welcome to Buckles Locker with your host Isaiah. Coming to you again. Subscribe to the channel, like the channel, make sure you share all the videos, and don't forget to hit the notification bell icon to notify you all new videos that's posted on this channel. Shouts out to all the Pirates and Sea Bandits. Keep supporting the channel. Weekend edition, welcome. Weekend edition to Buckles Locker. This usually don't happen. Weekend edition, what's up? What's up, Mr. Walker? Mr. Mathis, Mr. O'Neill. What's up, Neil? Today's news, NBA playoffs today. Chill, bro. I know. I just wanted to get to. I was supposed to do the video yesterday. But I'm gonna do what I do. It's my channel. Haitian boy, what up? Ain't no chill over here. There is no chill. You ain't watching the games anyway. Stop it. Stop playing. Jonathan, what up, man? A weekend edition of the Locker Room Talk. I was supposed to do it yesterday, but yesterday was Good Friday, so I didn't get a chance to come around and do the video. But I am doing one today. So the locker room is open. It will be open in a few minutes. As you know, this week, the discussion was about the trenches, specifically the interior of the defensive line, not the outside pass rushers. It was about 5 technique, specifically the 5 technique. And I named a few guys that can fit. That would be a good fit, great fit in the Bucs defense. Early round, first round, not early first round, but there's a few guys that'll be available at 27, I believe, in my opinion. At 27, they'll be available. And there's a few guys that'll be available in the later rounds, 3rd, 4th round, if the Bucs want to come back and circle back around and draft another D lineman, which I think they should. I think they should come out of this draft with 2 D linemen. And if they draft an O lineman, that's fine. But they just, like Jason Light talked about it, they need some juice. They need some youth and some juice on that D line. And it's no secret. And I've been pounding the table for the last several years on one of the Bucs' biggest weaknesses. As good as they are overall, they have weaknesses, right? No team is perfect. We all know that. But the Bucs do have a glaring need. I know a lot of people like to point at the secondary, but maybe the secondary, like I said, maybe the secondary can be better. But it starts with the D line. So we don't really know how good the Bucs secondary is, right? I mean, do we really know? Is it what you see is what you get, or if the pass rush was better, would the secondary be top level, top 10? So, will teams be hesitant to throw the ball like that and try to shred us, right? But that's neither here nor there. We'll talk about a possible cornerback being picked next week. I do want to talk about the outside pass rushers as well. And I'll probably start with that next week as well. But that's not, it's a need too, because you can't never have enough pass rushers. And there's a few guys that will be available 2nd, 3rd round. I don't think they'll go outside pass rusher in the 1st round. But if a guy's available, I know somebody mentioned David Njoku. David, the guy from Michigan. David, can't pronounce his last name. 55. Projected to be a 1st round pick. He tore his ACL at a pro day. And that's unfortunate because The guy was gonna be a first round pick easy. Now it's probably a second, third round pick. Can the Bucks pick him in the third round, second round, third round? And just get him healthy, and the following year put him out there. Ojabo, yeah, David Ojabo. Thank you, Alan. And Ojabo, David Ojabo. He was supposed to be a first round pick, and it's not happening. So maybe the Bucks can draft him later in the third round, maybe, and just stash him, a draft and stash guy. But the upside is there. He would have been an immediate impact player. But I'll get into more of that next week. Monday and Tuesday, I'll talk about the outside guys that the Bucks can get. There's a lot of them, but the ones that'll be available at 27. But I did go over a few guys, and I'll go down the list. Zachary Carter of University of Florida, DeMarvin Leal, Perion Winfrey is a lot of people's favorite. Logan Hall, his name has been brought up. Travis Jones, Devontae Wyatt, Jordan Davis, Phadrian Mathis. So those are the guys that I see the Bucks targeting, if available. So enough of my talking. I've done enough for the week. I'm going to open up the locker room. If anybody want to come in and talk about the defensive line and what you think about the guys I talked about this week, and who's your favorite? Is there a guy that I didn't mention, under the radar? But you let me know what you think. I do want to hear some feedback on some of the guys I did talk about. I'm very curious to see what you guys think about the guys that I talked about this week. So let me put the link in the chat room here. Early, baby. This is a weekend edition. I don't really do videos on the weekend, but I felt like I needed to do this. I owe you guys one. The link is in the chat room. If you want to come into the locker room, you know the rules. Up to 10 people at a time. We're going to be here for the next however long. If the locker room is lit, we'll leave it open. If it's a little slow, I'll shut the locker room down. But the link is in the description box. And what do you guys think about the interior of the defensive line, specifically the 5 technique? We got Corey. What's up, man?
Oh, that was quick. I just
yeah, man. First one in the locker room, man.
Hey, man. How you been doing?
I've been good, man.
Good
Friday yesterday. I was supposed to drop the video yesterday.
Got our obscure. I don't know what my pirate is, but this is a Bucks hoodie.
Yeah, I lost one. I lost mine, man, at the airport.
Oh, I didn't see the beginning. So you're talking about it's pre-draft show, right?
Right.
Man, the more and more I look at it, man, Wyatt from Georgia is starting to really intrigue me. Devontae Wyatt, I'm not sure with some of the trades that's probably going to take place in the first round if he's going to be able to fall to us. I don't, because we're either going to lose JPP or Sue or both, and if we lose both, then it's not even a question that the first round pick is.
Technically, they're not signed to. They're not on the team right now.
Yeah, see, exactly. So, I mean, draft is 2 weeks or a week and a half away. So
basically, yeah,
it's like, so it's gonna be deep. I mean, they're pretty much telling us what they're going for, right?
Clearly.
So now, as people who watch pre-draft, who look at these guys, now it's up. We're gonna look at and see who we like. Now, look, I'm not in a position anymore to talk about Jason Licht and his draft picks. Before I was, but I mean, he's turned it around. And I think a lot of that has to do with what Arians was able to do too. What goes unnoticed is our coaching staff and how they develop talent. I mean, because if you want to be honest, Carlton Davis was there prior to Bruce Arians and Todd Bowles. He was there, rookie or not, he was there. Um, Jordan Whitehead was
Mhm.
there,
Mhm.
regardless what people want to think. Mike Edwards. So, I mean, these are guys that are pivotal players on our defense, and the coaching I think is going to be more important. But whoever we draft, it can't be a reach, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I felt like personally at 12 at the time, you know how I felt about Vita. I felt like that was a reach. It has panned out to a certain extent, right?
Yeah, it's,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I'm
There was
still
a couple other guys that was,
right. That's what I'm saying. I felt like I understood the pick from a football standpoint, like you said, build the trenches.
Mhm.
And if anybody watched that Washington versus Alabama game, he was probably the second best player in that game.
Right,
Just
definitely.
yeah, and I think that's what pushed him up on our draft board
Because it
specifically.
came out of nowhere, really. I mean, like he was there, but it was like
All right,
that
because
wasn't the
he played
guy.
in the
Like,
Pac-10.
right.
Like they don't, but Alabama couldn't run at him. They couldn't block him with one, and those were 5-star offensive linemen that were trying to do All-American.
Right.
So and that's what I mean by we're picking so late. We got to hit on the pick
Got to
because he has whoever it is has to be ready to play.
right now.
He ain't got to be no Pro Bowler, but he had to be able to play because Vita Vea still doesn't play 3 downs. I haven't seen him play 3 downs.
It's occasion. It's occasion.
Okay.
Like it's more earlier in the game that he plays 3 downs versus
Mm-hmm.
later because as the game goes on, you get tired.
Let me ask you though, who have you been looking at?
Well, I spent the week looking at.
Got your list?
I mean, I got.
Oh man,
I've been
my top of the list is Devontae Wyatt. That's pretty much.
okay.
I watched. I just watched how even I mean I like Jordan Davis too, but he's not gonna be. He's gonna be first, second down probably. Even with his
But we already got that.
athleticism.
We already got that.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
we already there. I think JTS is gonna have a breakout year. I just thought he had one speed last year, if that makes sense.
Clear. Yeah, he had one speed.
Because he
One.
missed at least 4 to 5 sacks. He overran it.
Devin
And
White. You got that Devin White, like
right. And I looked at Levante's press conference and he just said pretty much the whole season he was 60%.
Yeah, he did say that.
His foot, and Levante David, a big part of his game is his speed. Now I get it, he's 31, I think now, 32.
31,
Maybe.
on 32.
Yeah. So how much of that athleticism is really gonna still be there? But if you played at 60%, you had an off season, heal, get right, play. But it's contingent upon this first round pick. Second round pick too. But the second round pick, I'm thinking defensive back. This is a big year for SMB. SMB and Dean, because we don't possess the fluidity on the back end, in my opinion, for what the NFL is today. Like, that's why we struggled against the Rams twice, because Stafford can make certain throws, and for some and what's his name, McVay can draw up the correct ways to attack. I don't want to say non-versatile because our defense is pretty versatile, but like individually on the back end, I don't see that quick twitch player. You know what I'm saying? That just be driving me crazy. I'd be like, so we just gonna be all scheme. We're gonna be all scheme, like, because we don't have that dude that's just gonna go out there and make a play. Mike Edwards did it sometimes. Losing Whitehead was big though, but we picked up old boy. So
Logan Ryan, but Logan Ryan and Keanu Neal.
Yeah. So I think Keanu Neal's gonna pretty much do what Jordan Whitehead did if
let
he
me
stays healthy.
So let me ask you this: if the trenches get better, you don't think the secondary can get better?
I think the
reason why I say that. Hold on. The reason why I say that is because why did Matthew Stafford struggle against the 49ers?
That was in his face. The whole game. Yeah. Yeah, it does go hand in hand. I think on the back end, you can have starter quality players if you have not all pro, but Pro Bowl players on the front.
That's exactly what the 49ers got. They got average secondary, but Their secondary looks good in the top 10 and pass defense and all that because of that dang D line.
Yeah, that's true. I can attest to that. I can agree with you on that. That's true.
That's all I did. All I did was watch tape. I just watched. I'm just watching. I'm
Who stood out?
like as far as the D linemen
Yeah.
in the draft. Well, I named several prospects, and I
Mhm.
went over them specifically because I believe that they'll be available at 27 or in the later rounds. You know, so the ones that's available, I think that'll be available. Like the only one that's in question, is Devontae Wyatt.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna keep saying this. I think we might have to go up to 16 or 15, you know, somewhere in that top 15, 17 range
Right.
to grab him. I'm just throwing it out there, you know.
Well, with the team that we have, trading up it shouldn't be out of the realm of possibilities. I mean, we have a veteran team that's ready to win now.
Right.
So the picks aren't, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I ain't mean to cut you off.
So I have talked about Devontae Wyatt, talked about Travis Jones, I talked about Logan Hall,
Mm-hmm.
Perion Winfrey, DeVarvin Leo, Zach Carter, and Phadrian Mathis.
I can't. Leo from A&M, that guy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
God, dog, he was a number 1 overall pick they was looking at last year before he came, because he came back.
Mm-hmm.
So the talent is obviously there, but the film wasn't that good. I guess it's.
I watched his film, dog, and I put up and I made like points, like breakdown points on each of these guys and then what I thought about them. But all these guys can play in the defense. It's just, you know, you got your top tier guys, you know, your Jones and your Hall and your Winfrey and your Wyatt, and then you got those guys you can possibly get, you know, second, third round, fourth round, you know, Leo Carter, Phadrian Mathis. You know what I'm saying?
I like Phadrian Mathis.
You know, you can get him too. You know, it's just I believe the Bucks should take 2 guys. I have a combination with the first round, like first, third, first, fourth. However they want to do this, they need to take 2.
I agree. Yeah, I think that and like I'm being honest, they got to be ready to play. So that rookie mini camp next month, I'm gonna be watching it closely. I'll be looking at it because if our first round pick is not better than our other rookies or showing it that he is better, I'm gonna be like, damn, okay, all right. So we got another probably guy that's gonna have to develop again. Because I won't lie, JTS is mature, but I think the only thing that hurt him was that he took that year off. I think that was the only thing. So last year was the first year he played football. And he's playing against pros.
You saw it. You saw it.
Yeah, you saw it.
It was like
the tackle, which is set wide and run him right outside. Like
they run him off too easy.
Run right off.
They just push him right on. They just push him right on to the side.
Push him right on. Push him right on.
But they did, as the season went along with JTS, they started rushing him inside stunts, looping stunts from the outside to the inside because he's so long and lanky. And another guy I brought up, I talked about this week was Logan Hall from Houston.
From Houston, yeah.
Long, 278, 280. He can put on 15 more pounds, be at 290.
Right, and he'd be a JPP clone, pretty much.
Yeah, and be a terror, you know. And I watched his tape real good. I mean, I literally, and we'll talk about this more and more, but you know, as his locker room session goes. But I wanted to go back to DeMarvin Leo. Now, this is what my take on him. You know, highly recruited out of high school, 5-star.
Yeah.
So the pedigree is there.
Mm-hmm.
I watched him at the All-American game in high school. He dominated. It was like, why is he even there? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing with? Who is this guy? You know, all the schools want him. He went to Texas A&M. So I'm like, all right. He went there, and it was like mixed bag. You know, it was a mixed bag. He didn't like totally dominate. I watched the game, Texas A&M versus Arkansas. Hello, where you at? The whole game.
Damn.
Nothing. Ain't nothing.
I'm just not sure a first round pick you can.
Oh no. But that guy, him and Zachary Carter, like third, fourth round. But the value is there at that, because if you hit with that, you see what you got.
Money. Yeah.
Money.
That's that Alex Kappa shit. Yeah.
And I think I believe like guys like that, and we've seen this in the NFL for several years. Those third, fourth round D linemen. Boom. Like, what the heck? Like, a good rotational piece. and he
Hmm.
just gets really good. Like he just, but it all goes to who he's playing with too. And look
Right.
at our D lines. If you throw get one of those top blue chip guys, you know, and then you throw a Leo or Zachary Carter
Hmm.
right there, and you got
Yeah.
Vega right there, Shaq Barrett,
I mean, rotationally, you had Anthony Nelson, who was really
right?
good last year. Yeah, I mean that front seven can be, and I honestly think the injuries are. I think Devin White's going to blitz a lot more this year. He didn't blitz that much last year.
Because I think
Early, he didn't.
they wanted to work on his coverage,
Well, that's fair. That's fair.
but he didn't impress.
Yeah. You know what, we say that, and his numbers are almost identical to the Super Bowl year. Almost identical. They were
He had
almost identical.
no splash plays really like that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It
He had
was
9
like no.
sacks. Yeah,
Yeah,
9.5 sacks Super Bowl year.
yeah, yeah. That's true. I just think we used them a little more. But to change the subject real quick, then I'm gonna go. Okay, I have a bucket list of NFL stadiums, and I know you do too because you're a football fan.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're trying to figure out a way to get to Heinz Field. I just know it. You got it's a bucket list, so
Yeah.
we're gonna have to figure that one out, man. I'm definitely going. I'm taking my. I gotta go to Heinz Field.
Box, man.
Yeah, I got to. Yeah, I mean that's legendary.
Lambeau Field too. I want to go to Lambeau Field.
Yeah, I've been to Lambeau. Yeah, when Jameis, and Aaron Rodgers, we lost to your boy from UCLA, the quarterback. Ain't played since. The defense just jacked it.
Huntley. It was Huntley.
Yeah, Huntley. Defense jacked the game off, but that was the story of that particular QB's.
How was that experience at Lambeau Field?
Amazing, because my cousin's a Packers fan. So Lambeau is amazing because they use bleacher seating.
Yeah.
It's not like seats where you got to squeeze in. It's bleachers, and the seat. There's not a bad seat in the stadium. Sitting right in the middle of a neighborhood. So imagine your neighborhood, and it's a football stadium. Like, dude, it's regular houses across the street from the stadium. Really? It's not in the middle of downtown. Nah, bro, it's in the middle of a neighborhood. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Wow.
The local taverns and bars and stuff, and the way it's set up, you walk up to the stadium, so you really feel like you're a part of the atmosphere. Like you walk up to the stadium, and it's like right sitting there in the middle of the neighborhood. It's different. Not the experience was second to none, and it's just something about the middle of our country, or the north, like that part of our country, and how they do football. And that's why I'm really excited to see Heinz Field, because I know how it sits on that water.
Right.
And
Man,
I cannot wait, bro.
And I think they haven't came out the actual dates as far as
right.
That's what I'm kind of waiting on. That's why I haven't really said anything about it.
Yeah, for sure.
I wanted to see. I need to see how to move. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, because it might come down to one of these like back-to-back weekends. I just got to do it. I can't just, because I was hoping. I'm hoping that I could do like 17 games, right? I can do, a game in September.
Yeah.
A game in October, November, December, or like one of those months, 2 games, you know what I'm saying? Like space them out, like beginning of the month.
Yeah, that's what I did. Except for the beginning of the year. I went to the I got to go to Dallas too. It does depend on the schedule. You're right.
That's what I'm like. Who?
Yeah, it depends.
That first game, like remember we had Dallas, last year.
We had Dallas, and then we had the Rams. I went to both of those games. Listen, I'm a teacher, so it won't be going like that. I put that junk on quad pay and keep it moving. Just 4 payments and keep it moving.
Yeah, like look, man, look. I understand, man. Look, everybody ain't rich, man.
Right. I don't want people to get the wrong impression. I work every single day, man, and Tampa Bay has been a big part of my life for the last 21 years. So it's the least I can do, man. So
I mean, I bring this story up all the time. I worked at the stadium.
Wow. And
concrete seats.
And it's literally, I mean, Raymond James is beautiful too. I mean, it's beautiful. It's one of the best fan experiences that I can ask for, especially when the team is winning. So, but I don't want to keep you, man. Keep your locker room.
Locker room will stay open for the next 30 minutes to an hour. I mean, it ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, I'll be back as we get closer to the draft. We'll
don't forget that draft party.
Oh no, yes. I mean, you gonna have it live? You should gonna have it live.
Yeah, we're gonna be like this. I'm gonna have like 10, 15 people in the chat room, in the locker room.
Yeah, that's lit. Okay, well, I'll see you in a couple weeks then.
Oh yeah, be ready for it, man.
All right, well, be safe, man.
Appreciate it. You too. Have a good weekend.
You
And
too,
happy
boss.
Easter.
Happy Easter. Happy Easter.
Uh-huh.
Tell your little girls, man. Your little girls doing all right? Your little girl doing all right?
Yeah, she fine. She gonna do it. She gonna Easter egg hunting.
All right, man. I appreciate that, man. Black dads, baby.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Facts. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
A long time no here, man. What's good with you?
Look, man. I've been watching tape.
And man, I ain't really had a chance to just glance at it. I seen some of your videos. I've been transitioning. We just bought a new house and I got a new job. So,
Oh, congratulations.
man, thank you. I ain't had a chance to really catch up with everything. But
Mhm.
I saw one of your videos you was talking about the trenches again.
Again.
And I started looking at the latest mock draft, and they were saying where a run on D lineman can start and stuff. It's still, I read one mock draft. It's a possibility the guy that I think they should target at defensive tackle from Georgia would fall at 27. Like I saw one mock draft, but it's just like I don't know if it's like an early run that could possibly make Tampa forced to trade up some kind of way. Because
I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that.
There's no way they leave out the first round without getting a 5 technique. There's no way.
Got to. You got to. It's no choice.
Yeah.
You can't leave out. You can't do it.
I mean,
Yeah, let him do a slide.
Oh, you gotta sit over there, okay? Out here with my boys.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I wanted to harp on something earlier. You guys were talking about D, like San Francisco. They had a good D line, but they had an average secondary. What do you think the Bucs the last couple of years? What do you think that is?
Say that again.
Did Tampa have a great D line and an average secondary, or did the front end and the back end work together?
It's almost like they're an equal playing field. Like, it's like not one is not more dominant than the other. If that makes sense. Like, you really can't say, well, the secondary is the Bucs' strength, and if you say the front seven is the Bucs' strength, but it's like this is run stopping.
Yeah,
well, the Bucs did get a lot of sacks blitzing the quarterback.
Yeah, but I'm saying you just can't naturally get a natural rush with, like, you put your hand in the dirt and let's go.
They not consistent, man.
Like, you don't naturally have that.
It's a struggle. We've watched multiple games for last several seasons where 3rd and 8, they don't blitz. First down. They're like, oh man, where's the sack, man? Like, come on. Like, it's just one of those things where if you look at it,
stop it down.
Without the blitz, the Bucs is just not dominant.
Yeah, and that's crazy. Like, to me, I've seen it the last couple of years where, like, for instance, the 34 defense, like, your pass rush will show good. Like with Shaq Barrett, I ain't taking nothing away from him, what he's accomplished. I think we all can agree on here that he was paid for his production in 2019.
1 year, yep.
One outlier season. Not consistent. Because I said, could he get to that benchmark again? I mean, to me, he don't show up enough in big games. Yeah, you can get the numbers, but it's just like you could have a game here, 3 sacks here. He don't even pull a DeMarcus Ware. DeMarcus Ware he'll have a 4-sack game here, disappear for 2 weeks, have another 4-sack game, then he'll get a 2-sack game, and then he'll get another 4-sack game. That goes to like 13 or 15, 16 sacks in one game.
Mm-hmm.
Just that quick. We don't even get that. And then I personally think that he struggles setting the edge, like on the run support, and then Shaq Barrett.
I don't know about that, bro. I think he set the edge pretty good.
At times, because think about it.
The problem with Shaq Barrett now, you gotta look at it. Look at his measurables: 6'2", 256. He gets washed by big right tackles.
He disappears against solid right tackles. Like, let's just be for real. Every time you play New Orleans,
in the past game he does, yeah. Because Havenstein swallows him every time.
Big right tackles. Now, like 6'7".
Yeah, 6'7".
Those guys like Ramczyk, like they just washes him all the time. Like if you are below average right tackle, he's gonna eat you up. Shaq Barrett's gonna eat you up. You know what I'm saying? Because he's 6'2", so he don't have long arms. He uses his speed and he has sneaky power. You know what I'm saying? He has good leverage with his hands. He gets under those pads and he'll move you. But those big right tackles, he does nothing. Like Lydell Collins for the Cowboys didn't
Well, he just had a field day with him. Once he got his hands on him,
it's a wrap. That's why I say you gotta like him, like gotta think about it with a 3-4, right? You got 2-5 techniques and you got that 0, you know, that Vita, right? So Shaq Barrett was rushing next to William Golson. He ain't offering nothing that pass rush, man.
Wow.
Because the 5 technique can line up over the tackle, if that makes sense. Like
he can right in that gap. He can force his way back inside, and he make a choice or
depending on
the most dangerous one.
But see, the problem is William Golson does affect Shaq Barrett's rush because William Golson is not a one gap guy. Like go get the quarterback. He's a 2-gap guy because he's big. You know, he set the edge. You know, that strong side. You know, he's just big. So that's what you need at on that strong side, that 5 technique. But if William Golson had a better pass rushing skills, that can help Shaq Barrett, because if you line up William Golson at the tackle and he has some quick twitchy moves like a Devontae Wyatt or the strength, like he got strength, but I don't like his pass rush, and it affects Shaq Barrett. I go back and watch one of the games. Like if he was more effective at the 5 technique, it'll make life easier for Shaq Barrett.
So let me ask you this: like I'm like at 27, unless they trade up, has to be a defensive lineman. That has to be the pick. My question to you guys is, with that 2nd round pick, are you looking to go DB? Are you looking at another corner, or are you going with more pass rush depth on the D line?
Edge. Look for edge. We need an edge rusher. At all costs, we get a defensive tackle, 5 technique defensive tackle in the 1st round. I pray to God it's Devontae Wyatt.
Yeah, that's what I want.
After that, the edge, the guy I'm looking for is going to be a drop off, but there's some decent guys that got some quick twitch ability. Guy from USC named Drake Jackson, and another
number
guy
99. Number 9. I watched also tape on him.
Dude from Cincinnati, the edge from Cincinnati.
Number 21. I forgot it. I forget. I saw him in the Senior Bowl.
And
his name is
and it's a dude. Isn't it a dude that's a D lineman that can be a pass rusher? I can't think his name. I don't know if it's a pass rusher, if I'm not mistaken. A dude coming out of Oklahoma.
Oh, you talking about Winfrey?
Winfrey.
Oh, we get him. I got tape on him. I'll watch him. I'm like, boy.
I wouldn't mind if we get Winfrey in the 1st round. I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I like that.
I wouldn't mind it at all. As long as we get it.
Well, see, this is the thing. We have the assets to maneuver in the 2nd round. If we target because it's going to be some guys that I think it's going to be a run on running backs and quarterbacks in the top of the 2nd round. That's honestly where I think you're going to see a run on running backs and quarterbacks and receivers. So I think if you got enough assets, we can maneuver into the middle of the 2nd round and get that top pass rush, I think, because I don't think quarterback's going to go in the 1st round like they're predicted. I really don't. I don't think no more worth the 1st round. And then you still have it's a dude from Penn State. They saying he that D lineman from Penn State. I feel like a real about them with Penn State D lineman. That's just me.
I know you're talking about, but my dream. This is my dream. Devontae Wyatt, they'll get Wyatt 1st round. The 2nd round, either get Mekhi Sanders or Drake back for the edge rusher. That's it. After that, you can do what you will. Probably a cornerback and then maybe a running back after that.
You know, I'm going to talk about these guys next week. The edge rushers, like Drake Jackson, the dude from Cincinnati. Somebody now got his name in Johnny and Iginini, whatever his name is. I'm going to talk about the edge rushers Monday and Tuesday because I talked about a lot about, and that my focus this past week was 5 technique.
Mm-hmm.
And not just a 5 technique guy, but can offer some versatility that can rush inside at the way. Because remember now, there are some games that Vita he lined up at the 5 technique.
Yeah. Yeah, when they
So
put when they had that three lineman, when they had it was one game where you saw Veal,
mhm,
McClendon, and
mhm.
no, you saw all three of them as down linemen in
Yeah.
certain packages. So
I like the guys I talked about this week. You could all move them up and down the line. Let's
okay.
remember that. Like yeah, of course, fire technique, but they offer scheme versatility. That's why I specifically target these guys at 27 for the Bucks. You know, and the guys out now, I'm gonna name these guys. You know, Jordan Davis, Perion Winfrey, Logan Hall, Travis Jones, and Devontae Wyatt. Those
Let
are
me ask
guys.
you, is I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but the more I look at it, it could be a strong possibility Jordan Davis falls down to that range where we could get him. Like it could, because I feel like this. But just hear me out. If he slides past Baltimore, you can't tell me he ain't gonna slide to us unless somebody come back and get him.
Well, Baltimore's picking. When is Baltimore picking?
If he 16 or 15,
No,
16.
The Saints picking 16. Remember that trade?
Yeah, but I'm saying it's in that range where Philly and the Saints have those two picks.
Mm-hmm.
If Jordan Davis somehow if we didn't trade up and he slides past it, he's gonna fall right. I think he'll fall right to us. But my question is, if he's sitting there on the board some way, would you take him?
Well, I talked about him. That was the first guy I talked about because
I didn't get
that was a possibility. It's a possibility with the trades and everything that he do slide down to 27. I said this in my video about him that day. I was like, if he goes to 27, and I was talking about this, you know, to Corey from Nashville, we already got that guy.
Veal. Veal. Look at Jordan Davis tape. He big, but he don't rush the passer.
Oh, got him. Already got that.
I mean, that's basically all you draw.
And the only time you heard about Jordan Davis was
now, and they rush the passer. I don't even think it's about like, can you protect the gap and play gap integrity and stuff? It's about your pass rush abilities now.
I'm worried though, because I hope Davis don't fall into this workout warrior and then just get to the NFL and just
that's why I want to stay. Like, I'm not saying he's gonna be not gonna work out, but if he's there, I'm not gonna take him. I hate to say that. I mean, I think he's an excellent player, but
we don't need that.
We already have the zero shade. That's what I'm saying. Like what he's lined up to do, we already have that. And I don't see the versatility in him unless he's committed to drop to 310 pounds, 320 pounds. He say he's going to drop to that and play it that way. That's the only way that'll work. And I don't see
he played at 340, 360, and dude, that
ain't that man ain't playing no 340.
Yeah,
that man was every bit of 360.
Well, at the combine, you know, he got in shape. You know, that's why he had that excellent combine. So people got caught up in the numbers, but I'm like, he was in his best shape of his life right there. You know, like
for them 6 weeks he worked out after the national championship, that was the best. That's probably the best he ate.
He ran a 4.78. That's faster than JJ Watt.
Yeah, but the dude is like, what? How tall he is? 6'6". Think about how long of a stride that is. You know what I'm saying? Like one step.
He's got long arms. His potential is bigger, but his tape don't match up for it. His tape don't match.
They compared him to JJ Watt. They compared him to JJ Watt. If you go look at JJ, if you go look at JJ Watt tape in Wisconsin, it ain't even the same.
No way. I mean, but nobody had no idea JJ was going to turn out the way he did in the NFL.
But you saw it. Like if you knew he was gonna get drafted. You knew he was gonna get drafted, but we didn't know he was gonna be like that. And that's why they look at Jordan Davis. Like if he needs to get smaller. He needs to get smaller.
Yeah, you got to. Like you can't be that big Sam Adams, Saragusa type big D tackle no more in this age. Like you can't be that anymore. Like you got.
He's not really that big though. He not Saragusa was. They were fat. This dude ain't fat.
No, he not fat.
It's a big joke. That's a big.
Dude. But what I'm saying is, I love to have him, but we already got that with Vita, right?
Yeah.
Unless he finds some pass rushing moves, we need pass rushing.
Yes. Front end and
we need pass. We can't spin the pass like we need to.
That's why I feel like this draft, D-line, first 2 picks off the bat. I think you can build a secondary in the 3rd and 4th round. You got what? How many? You got 2 third-round picks and then you don't pick again to the 5th round.
Mm-hmm.
you can build a secondary late. I truly believe that. It's just
And remember, Dean, Murphy Bunting, and Edwards is up for contract too.
yeah.
So
So
we
you
gotta
have
give
to
it-
address. You got to address that in the third round with them two picks. You're gonna have to. And see, this is how I feel. Really, like for us, this draft is gonna be the cornerstone whether we gonna be good when 2023 and 2024. You have to hit on this draft. It
I
should have
agree.
been last year because, like I said, I keep going back. I'm not saying that what's the boy that we took in the first round last year wasn't bad. Joe Tyron, I can't even think of his name, from Washington. I still felt like the pick was, I stand by that. The D-tackle out of Alabama was sitting right there, and you chose the outside pass rusher. I just like
Barmore.
Bill.
Barmore.
Yes.
So we
I
traded
still-
though. We got a fourth. We traded that 5th round for Shaq,
Okay.
Shaq Mason.
Okay.
Yeah, Arsenal, appreciate it.
So I just feel like if we have to build the trenches some kind of way. If we build the trenches good enough, I think we'll be good.
Well, I mean, if you look at Jason Light, he basically is telling us what exactly he's gonna do. No Sue yet, and no JPP yet.
Yeah, you got to. Now, if if I see any offensive player picked in the third round, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Y'all gonna see me mad at them up. I'm not gonna even lie to you. If I see a receiver picked in the third round, I'm gonna be pissed. Offensive lineman, I'll be okay with it. But if a skill player is picked in the third round, I'm gonna be mad.
Oh, they
We
say
need
so.
to tight end, though.
We don't have a 4th, a 5th, or 6th.
So, I'm sorry, you won't have a 4th and a 6th round.
A 4th, 5th, and a 6th.
Damn.
And we're gonna need a tight end. Either they're gonna sign Gronk or not. So that's a
Grunt just don't want to go to training camp. Let's just be real. Y'all know Grunt gonna show up. Grunt just don't want to go through the off-season workouts and phases. Grunt just want to do his own thing and then show up. Let's be real. Because if he really,
What if he don't come back though? What if he don't come back?
if he don't, I will be surprised if he don't. But like you guys said, they have to address the tight end position. I mean,
it's a couple out there. It's a couple in the draft that's pretty decent.
Yeah, it might go D-line, tight end in the third round. Then possibly, if that scenario happens where they go D-line, and then a tight end, that's saying a lot about Grunt. Grunt might not be showing back up. But then again, I'm just like, wait a minute, we're gonna enter the season with Cameron Brate, or we're gonna be scrambling looking for tight ends, at the waiver wire at the end of training camp.
Well, you got the guy from Iowa State, you got the guy from Colorado State, Trey McBride, you got the guy from Texas A&M, Watermeyer. There's a couple other guys that's solid 2nd, 3rd round guys, 3rd, 4th round guys. So it's the tight end depth is there.
and a free agent probably.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be a free agent.
But then you got Tanner Hudson.
Yeah, did he get cut from the 49ers? Because he was
I thought he was a practice squad player.
we cut him and the 49ers picked him up. And I think he was in the practice squad that whole time.
Because he always come down to training camp every year, make all this noise, and then 4th game, he on the waiver list.
Oh yeah, I see. We got a young DZ in there, man. What's up, man?
What's up?
Yeah, we'll see you over there, man. Froze on us, but so I want to go back to Jordan Davis. My film study on him. He got very powerful hands, dominant run stopper. I think he already reached his peak, like his ceiling, right? I think he's already what he is what he is. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's product of like my take is any players that come up from Nick Saban or Kirby, you already you don't reach your plateau in college. Like, and that ain't no knock against them, but it's just like they maximize you in those 4 years you're there. Like, that's why I think teams, I ain't gonna say they're not pro ready, but they don't really just, unless they're an exceptional athlete from Alabama or somewhere, that's the only reason they take off. I mean, look how Julio peaked at Alabama, but he was an exceptional athlete. He was still able to go to higher levels in the NFL.
Well, Kirby Smart coached under Saban, so he went to Georgia with that same.
Yep, exactly. So he plateaued out, but I think I still stand by the D lineman I want from Georgia. He fits what we're trying to do. Whether he plateaued it out, I just think he's versatile enough and he'll fit. Even if it's just he goes through a rookie contract, I think he will fit what we're trying to do. And
See, I also said this about Jordan Davis. Effort in question, two down player. He's not a pass rusher. He's a bull rusher. Lateral movement in question. Short area quickness, that's cool. But his 10-yard split was 1.68. But on tape, I don't see that split time. It's like, so I just got questions with him, man.
A lot watched the games against elite teams like in Alabama. I don't remember seeing him. Jordan Davis, I don't remember. He didn't even really show up.
Alabama, I mean,
only game I remember him showing up.
You want a good analysis of him? Go back and watch that Georgia-Kentucky game. That was the best offensive scheme game plan, even though they didn't have the players to run it. Go back and see how they read and react to that offensive scheme, like how he do against. Can he recognize a screenplay? Can he recognize, like, can he get a good push on a 3-step? Can he get his hands in the air? Like watch that game. That's the perfect game to get a perfect, I ain't gonna say a perfect grade on it, but that'll tell you a lot what you need to know about him in that game.
Every now and then when he's motivated for a couple downs, he'll give you some, he'll give
you a wild fact, like, dang, this dude just, like how he can just push the line. I mean, he's the biggest dude out there. You should.
Well, there's a reason why when his name was out in front, but that's the reason why Wyatt and Walker and even the other guy, number 88, those guys are getting more buzz now because on tape you're like, who those other guys? Like,
yeah, because they got Walker going. They got Walker in mock drafts. He going in the top 3.
They got Walker going 1. And I'm feeling like, it's 1. Yeah, it's 1 where they potentially Jacksonville would take him at 1.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I just see Aiden Hutchinson in 1, but he's at least top 3, top 5 every time. If you got mock draft, I look at.
Man. See that player, Jay Foster, Josh Pascal, number 4, that pass rusher from Kentucky. He was nice. He's nice too. So but I'm gonna talk about those guys Monday and Tuesday for edge rushers because we could definitely use it. Never can have enough of those.
Do you guys know when the schedule drops? Don't the schedule drop this week or next week? Because it's always before the draft. When the schedule drop?
Let me look it up real quick because I definitely want to find that out.
Because there's a couple of games I'm gonna hit up this year. I intend to hit up. The traveling aspect this year is maybe. I thought about the
second week in May. The second week in May.
Oh, they're doing it late this year.
Mm-hmm. Wow. It's been usually the second week of May for the past couple years.
Okay.
Yeah. So, second week in May.
What about Winfrey, Isaiah? You okay with Winfrey in the first round?
All right. So this is my breakdown on Winfrey right here. I watched some tape, folks. I watched some tape this weekend. I got my cards, my index cards. I was just jotting down. I'm serious, man. I'm serious about this draft party, man. I'm serious about this draft party. I'm gonna be like Mel Kiper in that thing. Like, look, with the 15th pick, they picked him. This is what I got on him, But, so Perion Winfrey. Now these guys, the body types and the way they played, they are kind of different. All of them are different. So Perion Winfrey, he's 6'3", 310 pounds. All right. Arms 34 4/8. Hands 10 2/8. So he got a huge wingspan at 6'3". Let's keep that in mind. He's 6'3". So typical 3-4 guys. So typical 3-4 guys are like 6'5", 6'6", 6'7". But his length, his wingspan at 6'3", I wouldn't have any problems with him at a 5 technique because of his length, his wingspan, because he can keep guys off of him. He's long, he's very long, very lean. Now he has a short lower half. It was a small lower half because he's lean. You know what I'm saying? So you ever seen those guys? They just big, but they small bottom. You know what I'm saying? They got a big top, but they torso and their legs are just like, where is that? But he just lean like that. He can play up and down the line, but Oklahoma, if you go back and watch the Oklahoma tape, the Oklahoma DC, Alex Finch, I think his name was, and Lincoln Riley, the head coach, they had no idea what they was doing with Perion Winfrey. They had no freaking idea. They had this dude rushing in the middle, getting double and triple team. Like, nah, fam, get that man 1-on-1. Find a way to get that man. They was doing some weird stuff with him. Weird. So don't let the scheme in Oklahoma fool you about Perion Winfrey. That's why he's shooting up the boards now. Because when you go back and watch the tape, he's explosive. He got juice. He got burst. He can play odd fronts because Oklahoma had him all over the place. But he could be very disruptive. A little tight in the hips, but I think with flexibility, stretching and all that, I think that can get better with professional help. You know what I'm saying? Senior Bowl tape.
He killed him in the Senior Bowl. He killed him.
The Senior Bowl tape. He was the best player.
Best player.
Go watch him versus Zion Johnson, the guard that they say the Bucs should draft. Go watch him against Zion Johnson because folks like, well, the Bucs should draft the guard.
We don't took care of the guard position.
I watched the game. I was like, who was that? And I went back and looked at the tape. I'm like, this dude is like no one was talking about this guy. I would have no problem.
He violent
hands. Number 27, Perion Winfrey.
Violent hands, nasty attitude, got a nice little bend, great against 1-on-1. It's Senior Bowl MVP. So I got him as a late first round. That's my grade on him.
There you go. You answered my question. You just answered my question.
So there's not a big drop off. It's not a big drop off. If we don't get, it's not a big drop between him and White. It's not a big drop off. Trust me.
No, I agree with you there. It's not a big drop off. So
and we need that. We need that type of energy on that D line.
We need that middle rush, and then we run them into Shaq and JTS. That's what we need.
Think about that for a second. You could take Perion Winfrey and put him anywhere up and down that line on rushing downs, on third downs. You can slide Winfrey right in the middle because he's long. Now you got to be careful. You want to do that against smaller centers.
Yeah.
Not against big centers, smaller centers, because every center is not big in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? But Perion Winfrey he's a one gap guy up the field, disruptive. That's what you need. That's what we need. We need a disruptive, twitchy guy on that line. And he ran a 1.68 in his 10-yard split. Just as fast as 0.2 of a second slower than White. White is a little quicker, but it's not a big drop off. So, what y'all think about Perion Winfrey, man?
Easy. I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad.
I love it.
I wouldn't be mad at all.
Young D said he loves it.
That's my guy right there. Hey Isaiah, I've always been in the chat putting Perion Winfrey with exclamation marks after. That's the guy I want right there.
Now, you've mentioned that before. Somebody said he needs to get bulk up his lower half. I said, but that's professional trade. He can get with a nutritionist. He get with a professional, weight because think about it, in college you got to go to school. You know what I'm saying? You got to deal with all other stuff. See, with NFL, that's all day, every day. That's your job, all day, every day. So that lower half can get bigger. You know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about that.
Yo, what's up, gentlemen?
What's up,
man?
What's
going on, man?
Not much. Bama spring game, 30 minutes, Isaiah. Let you know that, man. But the one thing, guys, I agree with Big Bucks. I was on that train for Christian Barmore last year because pressure from the outside is because a lot of these pass rushers run past the quarterback, but it's so hard to find a guy, a defensive lineman who could rush the passer. And I think they're going to have to change their philosophy. Stop trying to be the best against the run. Just be top half, be able to get a stop. Get pass rushers, because that will help your secondary out. A good pass rush will make your secondary. And so I think they should go D-line first round. Second round, also find pass rushers. Because there's been good pass rushers in the league who went second round or late first.
Yeah, definitely.
Even in the third. Yeah. Even in the third, you got some good pass rushes.
And because there's been guys out there, and I just think that the Bucs also have to start thinking about we can't pay everybody. We got to start.
You got to hit on this draft. You have to hit on this draft for long term, because I know we're going to be. I ain't gonna put it out there and say we're gonna be in cap hell, but we need to have some good players on rookie contracts for the next couple of years in order to be still competitive. If we hit on this draft, we're still gonna be competitive for the next three years, hands down, easily.
Yep. I just want people to think about this, right? Carlton Davis got his money. He deserved it. Jamel Dean, someone will offer him $7-8 million a year at minimum because cornerback has become a premium position. So you got to bring people in who could play on that rookie scale contract because you can't keep everybody. Tom Brady ain't gonna be able to talk everybody out taking their money, you know. But I just think this team has to stop worrying about bringing everybody back and start getting people in where they can develop. And then once those guys move on, like I said, I think they should look linebacker also because Levante David ain't got much time left. So if Nakobe,
hey, hold on. Oh, my bad.
Now, I was gonna say if Nakobe Dean,
No, my bad. I don't mean to cut you off.
What's up?
Go ahead. I'll wait.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'll wait.
Something happened? Some breaking news? So what's it, breaking news or something? What's going on? I mean,
No, because he mentioned linebacker. So that's what I was going to get to. But now go ahead. I'm gonna wait for you to finish.
okay.
I was say this last thing. So if someone like Nakobe Dean falls to the Bucks, you gotta look at him. Cause look, Levante's over 30, missed a couple of games last year, and once you get over 30, we all know this who plays sports. It ain't tearing your ACL; it's those tissue injuries, and you don't heal up the same. And plus, Levante, I think it's the last year of his deal. Are you going to pay him $10-12 million again? So if you got a young linebacker who could play, who may be available round 1 or 2, you got to look at that also.
But are you gonna pay Devin White? Because how do you feel about him? I mean, let's be free. You bring a linebacker in, that's going.
Well, they already picked up his 50 option, so he's
yeah. But I'm just saying though, they pick up the 50 option, but who knows if they're gonna get a deal done before that 50 option even hits, or they determine like, hey, you playing on that 50 option, we ain't gonna talk about a deal for you until after that's up or before.
Vita got signed. You know, I mean,
he was the first one
in a while. So, I mean, that's how bad we haven't been hitting on our picks. So, you know what I'm saying? So, but I think a linebacker's a reach for me. I think we can get away with that with a good front. You know what I'm saying? A front. Not when I say this, we need 6 to 8 guys.
You want a deep rotation, like you want a solid rotation.
We need that. We need that. I think that's the focus right now. It's no disrespect to the tight end position and cornerback and all that. We could get by with that, but that D line, I just can't see us going through that schedule with something that's not gonna. Look at the quarterbacks. Look at the quarterbacks we got to play. Come on, man. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? They get that D line going, man. Like, get some juice on that D line. And Jason Light did say that. He did come out and say, look, we got to get younger and faster and juice on that D line. He came out, I'm paraphrasing, but he came out and made it clear. That's why you haven't seen JPP and Dominican Sue getting signed. We don't want that. They want young guys. And but at least they are aware. John Spivey, all those guys in the front office, they are aware of the weakness. Freaking D line. It was so obvious last year. And we got 13 games out of it, but there's context in that. You got to go look at the context. 8-0 against teams with rookie head coach, horrible quarterback, questionable offense. You know, those weak teams, 8-0. But against teams that got a solid O-line and a solid quarterback, 5-4. That's the games you need to try to. Those are the games you need to go 6-2 or 7-2. You know what I'm saying? You know, you want to go against those. You want to win those games.
You're right. The NFC, the only competition right now is the Rams. We got to get through the Rams. And God dang it, we got to get through the Saints. I don't know why.
They got to get through them too.
Got to get through them. We might look at them and say they bad, but no, they've been working.
They done beat us 7 out of the last 8. 8 out of the last 9.
People that say that they're not thinking football. They think with emotion. They just mad. They just mad because the Saints beating us. They're not thinking football. I mean, not only the Saints beating us, they whooping our butts. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Clearly.
9-0. I'm sorry to bring it up.
What Taysom Hill at quarterback?
I didn't even want to bring that up.
No, it wasn't even Taysom Hill. It was Trevor Simeon.
Oh no,
Taysom.
it was
Taysom.
Taysom Hill. It
No,
was
that
Taysom Hill.
was the game
Trevor
home.
Simeon that first game,
They
James
blanked
got
us at
hurt.
home.
Yeah, that was the first game.
That was the first game. They blanked us at home.
That was bad.
Yeah. On the
First
second.
game was the penalty, y'all. I know I bring this up every time we get on camera, but we didn't get past the 50 but 2 times. And I'm still mad about that game. And we were supposed to have
You know, I want to jump back on this, the D line
Yeah.
real quick.
Yeah.
Jump back to that topic. Devontae Wyatt, and this was my write up on him on my breakdown. Scheme versatility, right? Now 6'3", 315. Now Perion Winfrey, 6'3", 310. Perion Winfrey is longer than Devontae Wyatt, bigger wings, bigger hands, and longer. Damn near the same size, ran the damn near the same year 10-yard split too. So it's like, wow, that's not a big drop off. It's like his length is in question because it's 32 and 5/8. You know, his arm, like that's not long enough at the 5 technique, but he's so good. If you think about it, look at the body type, right? Remember Warren Sapp? What, 6'2", 6'3", 305 pounds, 310, you know, the young Warren Sapp. You know, and look at Wyatt and Perion Winfrey. It's that 6'3", 300, 310, you know, that 315 range. They're quick. They got a bunch of moves. They can move around. Now, Sapp was on a whole nother, you know, world, but you get my point. Like, but with Devontae Wyatt, is he strong enough to do a play sometimes a 2 gap? You know, because 1 gap, you pick a gap, go. But see, a 2 gap, you got to follow the guard, look at the center. You got to pick and choose. And what your job is to try to take up blockers. Now, is Devontae Wyatt strong enough to do that?
Can we develop him into that? I think that's the even bigger question. Can he be developed into understanding that philosophy? Like
When double teams, when I seen this when double teams get a hold of him, he ain't anchoring. He ain't anchoring. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a little worrisome. Now, all these guys got question marks. Nobody's perfect. And we'll get to that in a second, but I'm just throwing some things out there, you know. Double team was explosive, very quick. Lateral movement is ridiculous. A bunch of goddamn moves. It's hard to get. He's just too fast for guards and centers. He's just too fast. Like, you can't, when they try to set and anchor with Devontae Wyatt, he gone. Like in the Senior Bowl, he was just killing. Like, he was just all over the place. They couldn't even get his hand. They couldn't get hands on him. Like, he just too fast. So I'm just curious, you know, in the Bucs defense, because he got a high motor. We need that. He will chase it. You ain't running by him. You know, if he gets a 1-on-1, he's gonna, like Perion Winfrey, he's gonna beat you. Like,
I think he'll be good because he's gonna be right next to Vita Vea.
See that? That was my next, but that was my bullet too. A good fit next to Vita because he's explosive.
Yeah.
You know.
Can I ask a question? Do you think the Bucs may be open to trading back? Because, you know, even though it's not a great quarterback draft, because I don't care what anybody say, if you watch the games, they ain't that good. But if a team may get desperate and want to jump in, do you think the Bucs should entertain trading back?
There is a scenario I talked about earlier this week that the Bucs at 27 can allow a team to come back in the first round that wants a quarterback, you know, or maybe that running back, Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker, whatever. Take their second round pick, which will give us 2, right? 2 second rounds, so early second round and a late second round, and then possibly pick up another 3rd or 4th. You know, you give us 2 picks to take this 27th pick. You know what I'm saying? Whatever combination is, a 2nd and a 3rd, or 2nd and a 4th. So teams that got multiple late picks, like the Chiefs and all them other teams like that, Eagles, Chargers, Seahawks. Hey, we'll take one of your seconds if you want the 27 pick, and we as long as you don't fall too far back in the second round, like that top 10, because you can still get your guy. You know what I'm saying? You can still get that guy, and all these guys I talked about, like the Logan Hall, the Travis Jones, maybe go in that top 10 in the second round and still get the guy high on your draft board.
Well, if you do that, I mean, we're gonna miss out on Wyatt and Winfrey. So I mean, it'll be Fabian Mathis will be an option.
Nah, I would take Logan Hall, Travis Jones
Over Fabian Mathis.
Yes.
Me too. Or DeMarvin Lee.
I watched tape.
Or DeMarvin Leal.
No, that's 3rd, 4th.
Or DeMarvin Leal.
Yeah, 3rd, 4th. I don't like his tape.
Oh.
Pedigree. The pedigree is there. but I don't like his tape. I'm telling you, I watched a lot of tape, folks. I'm trying to tell you. I really broke this down. This is my first year doing this, like breaking it down.
I know you did this. I just gotta kind of want to see where your mind is. Your ranking is Wyatt, Winfrey.
So Wyatt, Winfrey,
Wyatt Winfrey,
Travis Jones, Logan Hall.
Jones over Hall.
Yeah,
I would put Hall over Jones because.
But all these guys they're not. It's not like a big gap. Let's just make that. Let's just say that it's not a big gap. Like Hall over Jones or Jones over Hall.
Well, Hall got linked though. He got that. He got arm. He got wingspan, and so that's important.
Well,
and Jones,
he got the best. Physically, Hall is the best fit. Physically, like his length, his height. You know what I'm saying? He has the best like shell of a 5 technique. 6'6", 278, and he could put on 15, 20 pounds. He has the best physical attributes at a 5 technique. Exactly what you need at a 5 technique. But when you start breaking down the other stuff, that's when it gets a little small. It's just not a big gap. It's not a big gap with these guys. You know what I'm saying? It's really not, to be honest with you. Like from Wyatt down to Hall, there is a gap, but from Jones to Hall, it's not a big gap, man. It's like right there. You know what I'm saying? Jones is more stronger. Way more stronger, way more violent. Go watch Steamboat. Way more violent. Yeah, he was dominant at the Steamboat. Hey, he made a lot of money too.
Have any of y'all talked about Josh Paschal? What's your thoughts about him?
No, well, I was going to talk about the edge rushers Monday and Tuesday.
Oh, but they said he could play the interior D line too, though.
No,
he could be like a William Golson replacement or something. Or you like him more on the edge?
I like him on the edge better. More on the edge, man. Now going back to Devontae Wyatt, my pro comp, his ceiling, if everything works out, was Geno Atkins and Aaron Donald. I mean, look at him. I mean,
I agree with you on that.
But I didn't say Donald. Donald's
well, I mean, not like the same production, but I'm just saying, like, just that whole package, like that whole, just can rush the passer. It can be a problem in the run game. You got to block him with 2 guys. Like Devontae Wyatt has that he has a high ceiling. In a nutshell, he has a high ceiling. Like if everything works out right, and if the Bucs get that guy, we're talking about you got him for the next 8 to 10 years. Easy. And remember, now we had Gerald McCoy, and his problem was he was too soft. Devontae Wyatt ain't soft. He ain't helping quarterbacks up. Y'all remember that? Helping quarterbacks up. What you doing?
Yeah, because I think what you're getting at on that is because defensive linemen should be offensive linemen need to set that tone, that physical, nasty tone. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what McCoy was missing there. But one guy, I think maybe a 3rd round pick, correct me wrong here, be a depth defensive piece because remember, Nunez Noches could be a free agent after this season too. Maybe for Darian Mathis out of Alabama, maybe a 3rd.
Yeah, I got him, Leo, and Zachary Carter, 3rd, 4th round pick for the Bucs.
Yeah,
that's perfect. Because they got some potential there. Because if you hit with that, that's 2 guys you got. You know what I'm saying? And they're young on rookie contracts.
In a rotation, yep. Because the Rams had a rotation on defensive line also. People forget that. And
we don't have a rotation.
Well, our guys are just run stoppers.
You got to have some pass rush in there.
Got pass rushers, man. It's just no way around it.
Everybody.
The pass rusher was Sue.
He had 6.5 sacks, but that was sporadic. That was sporadic, man.
I mean, but all his pass rush move is just a bull rush. That's all he's done. Sapp even said that when he first came in the league, he said he's one move is bull rush. He said he'll be a bull rush.
Sapp he didn't take shots at the D line, but he basically put him on blast. Like the D line ain't good. Like they ain't doing nothing.
You know what it is? No one in our defensive line, the front 4 defensive linemen could win with speed and quickness.
None of
power, effort. And because Shaq Barrett, I have yet to see him dominate against a good offensive line, good tackle.
That's not happening.
That's not gonna happen. That ain't never happened.
JPP was younger, he could do that, but he just old and beaten up now. Mm-hmm. And they got what they could out of Vita. If Villa had like a 10th or 2 second off of his 40, he'll probably get 10 sacks a year. But he does his job well. But you need people who could win off the line with speed and quickness.
I always ask myself this with the Broncos with Shaq Barrett when he was with the Broncos. Why didn't the Broncos why didn't the Broncos?
And I want to play toy.
Like, anybody got a theory on that? Like, why didn't the Broncos?
I mean, they I always say how the Broncos let him go, but the thing is, did they offer him anything? Like, well, they're like, hey, we could offer you something, but we ain't gonna pay you nothing. You know, we can offer you another 1-year deal or something like that. Because I mean, he set up under Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware for what, 2 years, 2 years. So he got a lot of toolage from being up under them. So I mean, you can't discredit that. But at the same time, he came to Tampa. Who did they take? What's the dude out of NC State?
Bradley Chubb.
They took Bradley Chubb,
And they said bye-bye. They told him to get out of here.
So it was just like maybe they felt like, okay, we don't think he's the guy. We got to go in the draft and get this guy. Like, we don't think you can wreak havoc.
And basically what they said, they felt like Bradley Chubb was an upgrade.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
But he can't stay healthy. I mean, he's solid when he's on the field, but he can't stay healthy. Didn't he tear his ACL again?
Yeah, I mean, but when he's on the field, I mean, he's productive. I mean,
oh yeah. Like you said, like we've all said, Shaq Barrett got paid for 2019.
But see, the thing about 3-4 outside linebackers, they're not 6'2". They're not like they if they 6'2", they're long as hell.
Yep.
And Shaq Barrett is not
Shaq
long.
got paid for the Packers game and the Chiefs game. That's why he got paid. And he got paid for that year too. But he got paid because he showed up them last 2 games. Then again, you know, that's skewed if you look at it, but he did.
Yeah, he showed up, but I still say that was backup lineman though. You talking about the Super Bowl.
Well, see, somebody said it in the chat room. Shaq is undersized.
Yeah. I mean, but
effort, right? You know, you said that, right?
He's an effort guy. And he's an effort and a technique guy. And he's not overly athletic either.
No, he's not.
If you look at him, if you look at his body type, he look like one of us.
Oh, you see, he was out of shape. Like he was out of shape. Like, yo, man, what's going on?
Like he come off the street. I mean, you compare him like the JTS. JTS is like a damn. He looked like a Tarzan or whatever.
I was watching.
You got a dad bod. You got a dad bod.
Yeah, I was looking at Shaq Barrett's body. Like, I mean, I'm not saying I wasn't looking at him. Like, I'm just saying, like, Shaq, what's going on down there, man? Like, what you got a belly? Like, what's you all right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you had a bad all season or something. Like,
he's an effort player.
Like he said, he sit up and eat noodles all day.
But I'm saying we just need a guy. We need 2 guys. We need 2 guys on that D line. And I've been talking about this. I've been talking about this for the last 4 or 5 years, and I don't know why the Bucs take so long to address this, man. Like,
4 or 5 years ain't the run, my brother. I mean, you've been hitting that on. You've been screaming and pounding the table for that for as long as I can remember, since I started following you.
O-line, D-line. I've been trenches. I'm like, okay, finally got Tristan Wirfs.
But how long? But look how long of that front. Like, look at the offensive line for a second. Look how long the problem set with that, and look how long it took to address. Like, what really did? What's the thought process into that? Like replacing what's his number? Dotson, replacing him. How long? So it took you 3 years when he should have been gone in 2017.
I don't understand that.
Like how you like when he hurt his knee, that he would have been gone right then. I'd have moved on and got younger.
What's the issue there, man? Like, I don't understand that.
See, I mean, just like I said, I don't want Bowles to fail as a head coach, but right. I just don't. I hope they don't set it up for failure after this year.
One of my buddies, he said Bowles ain't set up for long-term success.
No, he's not. If they don't hit on the draft this year, he's not. I mean, everybody want to talk about Bruce Arians said, this is gonna be the right succession plan and all that. I mean, like, okay, we know Brady got rid of you. Brady was sitting up in front row, like, yeah, I got you. But I just want him to have success.
Yeah, Brady makes him successful because if you got a decent quarterback, it's gonna take you a long way. You know what I mean? Great.
Brady gone after this year because you know he gonna go to Miami. Probably.
Yeah. He goes, and that's why this if we're in a weird predicament, actually, right? We're in a win now where we can say, forget these picks, you know, like the Rams do, or we can kind of try to build for the future.
But the Rams, the people that the Rams got, they all were drafted by them. That's the most overlooked thing about the Rams when they say, you know, F these picks. I'm like, dude, they draft majority of those players that's on the team. They were drafted by the Rams.
Second, third round guys, fourth round guys.
I remember who came in for Whitworth against the Bucks.
Dog, I said that before the game. Jeremy Bloom, Bloom. I was like, that dude, man, he made.
Yeah, they playing like he was Jeremy.
I was excited. I thought that guy was gonna get ate up.
Nope.
I was wrong.
Nope. And they gave him a contract. And they gave him a contract.
He got paid off that one game, probably.
But he's played like that most of the season. Like, you know, he's when it's time for him to get in the game, that's how he plays. A young guy, great upside, and he showed. Like, they said, all right, you good. All right, Whitworth. All right, appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? That's what we verified now. No Bloom. All right, we're gonna roll with you at left tackle. Showed his butt off, man. Like, you know what?
He got like the Rams, right? A lot of those people they got, they were still in their prime. Even when they picked up Odell Favors, he was still young. Von Miller was an old guy.
The Rams scouting department is pretty good.
Yeah, and they're aggressive. The Bucks, I think what happens is, I don't think they got aggressive till Brady showed up. And I hate to say this, people got to stop thinking their hearts here. He's 45 years old at the beginning of the season. It's going to fall off one day because every quarterback, I remember Dan Marino, Drew Bledsoe said, we could still throw it far, but our legs went. And that's what it gets older. Because remember that Peyton Manning last year? He was balling. And then like 5 or 6, he just fell apart.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yep. I just want Bucks fans to, it's like, to me, I think the Bucks cannot be scared to let Tom Brady go. You got your Super Bowl. He's 45. He's not 31. He's 45. And he got cut out of it. He could up and retire tomorrow. What then? You know? So you can't let him go.
Well, you seen the fan base.
If he fall off, I don't want it. He in the Bucks uniform. I don't want it to fall off. Just put it.
Well, you seen the fan base when he retired. We was all chaotic. chaotic as the Frozen movie. Like, Jesus Christ, what's wrong with y'all? Oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? Deshaun Watson. Oh my gosh, Kyler Murray. Oh, somebody, Russell Wilson. I'm like, calm down. Like, dang, ain't like they scared. Like they got scared, man. They got scared.
We know
what it's like to have an elite quarterback. We know what that feels like.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, we finally found out what it's like to have
we know what it feels like now. We had 2 great years. So all we did was, I mean, we had some other pieces, but we were playing Jameis, and then next you know we were a playoff Super Bowl contender in 2 years.
You got a kicker who made the playoffs.
No. We're not gonna do that. Tell the whole story.
I'm just saying we got an elite quarterback. So
you got a kicker.
Like, oh crap, we back to square one again.
Let me make sure everybody in the chat room. Now I heard what you said, Mr. Lee, but let me make sure we understand the context behind that sentence there. Changed quarterbacks and we went to the Super Bowl. Okay, great. Okay, Fournette came, drafted Tristan Wirfs, Antoine Winfield Jr., Ryan Suckup.
Say that name.
Antonio Brown, Gronkowski. That's not the same team, buddy. Like that's.
Well, I mean, that's significant, right? But you'd assume we're probably going to draft him anyway, right?
You can still stop the pass.
And one thing about quarterback, right? A lot of times it's luck as well, because people say we won't. Patrick Mahomes and the son of Watson didn't go number 1 overall. And they went to stable situations. Now the next quarterback comes through actually in a more stable situation than any drafted Bucks quarterback ever.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson. That's the same kind of setup. Like went to the Texas organization. Now I will say this though: the Texas organization They were winning before Deshaun Watson.
Yep.
It's the final game.
Like
Same-
hell they was.
And
No,
they
they
had to trade,
was.
the Texans had to trade up to get those QBs. People got to remember that also. So a lot of times, you're number one for a reason. And I just want people to understand, like, the quarterbacks we like, even Cincinnati, they've always had talent. They were tanking again before they got Joe Burrow. They sat Dalton down on his birthday. So I want people to think, it's all about your surroundings. It's all about your stable organization. I think the Bucs are a more stable spot. And I got one question before I run. Are we concerned about, I know Byron left to the coordinator, but should we be kind of concerned that if there was Brady probably working, we'd be going bombs away all the time again? You know, how much say do you think Byron left was actually going to happen in offense being up the coordinator?
I truly don't believe the bombs away calls were Brady called. I really
Yeah.
don't believe it. I truly don't believe it. Brady is comfortable with that quick crossing NCAA college route running. A quick cross when the man clear the second linebacker, he wants to put it into the field or slant or check it down to be an additional to your running game. That's all it is. That bombs away, that's Byron Leftwich or BA interfering saying, hey, no, we finna chuck it deep. Like I really do believe it. So I mean, I think they'll still throw the ball a lot, but I don't believe that it's gonna be we gotta chuck it deep all the time like they were trying last year. You know, trying to
Yeah.
prove them MVP. I think I think the play caller will be maybe actually even Alex this year, maybe possibly. Because
Yeah,
Brady whatever it takes to win.
I wanted to jump back in that D line pocket. Two guys, Logan Hall and Travis Jones. What's your thoughts on those two guys?
Travis Jones. I'd take Travis Jones. I saw a little I saw some of the Senior Bowl stuff on him.
Mm-hmm.
He pretty good, man. That dude good, man.
You know
He
his
might be the steal of this draft.
you know his pro comp is? You know who his pro comp is?
What's that?
Chris Jones, Stephon Tuitt.
Yeah. Chris Jones.
Same body style, like same
Yeah.
height, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
Hey, let me jump off for a second. I'm gonna holler back at y'all boys. Let me get my little boy.
yeah, Chris Jones and Stephon Tuitt, like big interior guys that can get to the quarterback strong. Yeah, I watched a lot. I watched a lot of tape on Travis Jones, man. That dude, man.
yeah.
That dude is a problem.
Yeah, because I think that's the main part, man, is pushing the pocket from the middle, getting pressure up the middle. Because the outside, the only thing the quarterback do, he just step inside the pocket.
Mhm.
For like safety or farther, he'll take like one step and then roll out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And man, you know what I'm saying? So I would say I'll take that Travis Jones dude though, me first round.
I looked. So my write up on him was he's 6'4", 326, can play all three downs. Him next to Vito will be a super problem. Great length, 34 inch arms, 83-inch wingspan. Really good. He could be a 5 technique or the 1-0 technique. Scheme versatility, powerful attack, a strong anchor, violent hands, controls lineman with his length. Nasty. Look at the Senior Bowl tape.
Yeah.
So, and 13% body fat.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's what we need. Because I remember when Aaron Donald was coming out, and it was kind of like that same body built though. You know what I mean?
Well, Aaron Donald was 6'1", 285.
Right, but what I mean, I'm talking about like that, like the statue of it, I guess you could say.
His body
from
fat.
when he was in college.
His low percentage of body fat.
Yeah, and that's what I see, man. I think the bus ought to go and grab him though.
He'll be there at 27. Excuse me. He'll be
Yeah,
there. At
I mean,
27.
man, we got to go pass rush. We got to go pass rush. All that other stuff that I'm hearing people talking about cornerbacks and all that other junk. Nah, man, you got to get to that quarterback. Cause I remember when the Giants, when they won the Super Bowl against the Patriots, both years. Now, you know, they like to give all their credit to Eli Manning.
Oh no, that's defense.
But man, they had 14 rotating defensive tackles, and they just ate Brady up. You know what I'm saying? Like doing both of them Super Bowls, bro.
Strahan, Human Ewer, and Justin Tuck.
Yeah, and they had the little white guy that played deep tackle. I forget his name.
Yeah, him too. Yep.
That's what I'm saying, man. That pass rush is like important to me though. But like I say, the Bucs need to just keep practicing on. I mean, not practicing, but they need to keep building up that defense, man.
I think this offseason moves, it's kind of has let us know where they're gonna pick at. It's like obvious.
Yeah,
I
think so too.
I think we don't have to guess on what they're gonna do in the first round. It's so obvious.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you, I'm ready to move on from JPP, and I'll take Sue back one more year, but that's it. Because man, it's time to get younger, man.
I wouldn't put Sue in there and have him playing a lot of snaps.
Yeah, right. That's what I mean. It's time to get younger now. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's a lot of Bucs fans. They terrified of after this year. You know what I mean? But man, just to me, I would build up that defense. That'll be like my top priority for right now. Is
so
like
what you think they should. So let me ask you this question. So the first 3 rounds, would you be happy if they come out of there with 2 D linemen out of the first 3 rounds?
2 D linemen, first 2 rounds,
first 3
linemen, and give me a running back.
Out of the first 3 rounds, they get 2 D linemen and whatever else they want to throw in with that.
That's cool. I'll take the first 2 rounds. Oh well, no, you said 3. First 3 rounds, I wouldn't be mad at that neither. But I know at some point we have to get a running back, man.
I would say this though. I would not be upset if they go D-line first round and D-line third round. And in the second round, it could be either a tight end, corner, running back, whatever.
Yeah, but I'll take a corner. I mean, I'd rather me running back. Because man, we have to get balance. I want to, you know what I'm saying? That was like my whole point. Even with my boy Kyle Trask, you know what I'm saying? But even with him, if you give him a chance, I'm not saying he's gonna be a Hall of Famer. But like I say though, because I don't know what he is, but even if it ain't him, even if we go get a young guy, I want balance. Running the ball, passing the ball, you know what I'm saying? And playing some good defense, man. Because I don't believe that a quarterback has to be a Hall of Famer just to win a Super Bowl, just to help a team win a Super Bowl. I just don't believe that.
The running back situation is interesting because if we could find that Tony Pollard, that Tony Pollard, that explosive second back that every time he in the game is like 5-6 yards a touch. Because the Cowboys had Ezekiel Elliott and they drafted Tony Pollard, who the Bucs could have drafted. And Tony Pollard's a monster.
Yeah, but I'll take a running back like that. But I still think we need a power back too, though. We need somebody that's gonna wear them linebackers down. Because nowadays, the linebackers they smaller now.
So you ain't got no faith. You got no faith in Keyshawn Vaughn?
Hell no. Man, that dude sucks, man.
He's not good at all, man. I'm sorry. I'm not sold on that guy at all. He got to prove. Like, if you prove me wrong, I'll be like, okay, you got me. But that right now, from what I seen, man, that ain't it, dog.
Man, that dude's sorry, man. And it's just, you know what? And I ain't gonna lie, it's time to get rid of those kind of players too. These dudes, man, if they ain't hitting by at least by year 2 or 3, and you can kind of see it, it's time to just go ahead and just move on, man.
He was a 3rd round pick too, man. 3rd round.
That's what I'm saying. And I think that year, that's the year. What year? What was the running backs came out that year?
No, Antonio Gibson was there.
Yeah, Gibson was there. I know he was there.
I was like, oh man, we didn't get Gibson. Like, come on, man.
But I ain't gonna lie, I was hoping the Bucs would get Chubb to move back in the 2nd round to get Chubb from Georgia.
When the Bucs picked in the 2nd round, the year they picked Keyshawn Vaughn, that was with KJ Dobbs, Jonathan Taylor, DeAndre Swift.
Yeah,
and I was like, get Jonathan Taylor, like KJ Dobbs, like go get one of them.
Man, I was asking about Taylor. I was asking about Jonathan Taylor too, but because I be looking at that running back, but you know they didn't devalue that position so much now.
Mm-hmm.
So well, man, it's just like God, but then man, you pass up on good players when you do it.
Hey, Damian Pierce, James Cook.
Yeah, all them dudes, man. It's a lot of good players out there.
Oh, you know, let me ask you about this guy, Logan Hall. What you think about him?
The DN from U of H.
Yeah, what you think about him?
I saw a few University of Houston games, but I mean, man, he pretty good. You say he's 6'6", right?
Yeah, 6'6", 280.
DN. I'm saying I put him on the end though. I wouldn't put him in the middle.
He perfect for fire technique.
Yeah, but I still have to have him coming off the ends. That tall because the only thing a lineman gonna do is just get in his chest. And once they get in his chest,
he long as hell too, man. He long.
Yeah.
He's 6'6", but he also got great wingspan, and that's pretty much the prototypical 5 technique. 6'6", 6'5", long wingspan, can rush up and down the line. You can rush him in the inside. You know what I'm saying? So he has the frame because he's very lean. He has the frame to put another 15, 20 pounds on.
Yeah. But you know, guys that tall, I always looked at it as like coming off the edges. Guys that tall though.
Well, you got to think about it with a 3-4 defense. The 5 technique is the DN.
DN, right.
So you that's where you want him at.
Yeah.
You know, you want him at that 5. Like Richard Seymour. I like to bring in Richard Seymour. Calais Campbell, Richard Seymour.
Yeah, that boy there, yeah. So I mean, yeah, I see what you're saying, because you can have him coming off the edge, maybe like right behind Tryon. And that would be a good combination with them two.
They long, both of them. Oh,
that's what I'm saying. But then, man, you got the other side though. See who gonna play on the other side.
Well, that's why I say scheme versatility. You can move them. You can kind of like chess. You can kind of move them around however you fit. What the situation. 3rd and 15. You can go NASCAR package. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Got your NASCAR package.
When you bring in speed.
Right. Joe Tryon, Shaq Barrett, Devin White, Levante David on the outside.
Yeah.
And you could throw in that Logan Hall, that Wyatt, or that Travis Jones in the middle.
Man,
let's get it. Let's get it.
That's what I'm saying, man. But man, what you think about Levante David, man? I think it's almost over, man. Right after this season here.
Another year or two.
Another year or two? I don't know, man. Because it's time to get younger, even there. And I love him, though. That's my guy there.
Somebody brought up a good point. If Nakobe Dean is available, or Devin Lloyd, do the Bucks jump at linebacker?
Nah, not this year. Levante coming back.
Right.
Levante will be back. But that strong safety, though, that's gonna be a good spot right there, though. I like what's his name? What's the boy name? Tip of my head. He played for us too. Evans. I mean, not Evans. That's his name? Mike Evans.
Who you talking about? From where?
32. Play for the Bucks now.
Oh, to Mike Edwards.
Yeah. Man, that dude there was a ball hog, but I don't know how can he play if they was to go man to man.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. I'll tell you that much.
But I think we got to go D line though. I mean, we have to go there, man, because it's time to start looking towards the future now. You know, I'm all right with the Brady thing and all that, but man, he ain't coming back next year, man.
You know, Kyle Trask got to win the backup job.
Yeah, he do. But see, the only thing about that, I just hope they don't do that friendship thing. Because BA for some reason loved Gabbert, man. And then when you go back and look at the past years, he actually benched Gabbert. He benched him because Gabbert sucked so much. He benched him 1 year. So what head coach gonna bring about? You know what I'm saying? What head coach is gonna bring a guy back who you didn't bench? You know what I mean?
Right.
So I know when they NFL, man, that's everything. They do a lot of that friendship type of stuff. So, but I just hope this year, like even with Kyle Trask, I just hope the Bucs do not make another Atlanta Falcon type of move. They had Brett Favre on their roster, tucked away the same way Kyle Trask, second round pick. And then Green Bay picked him up and the rest was history. Now, I'm not saying Trask gonna be that, but I'm just saying that's a possibility. Or even the Bucs with Steve Young. See, I think about situations that's like that because I'm sick of the quarterback thing, man. That position there, I'm just tired of because you pass up on good players, like that can surround a good quarterback or any quarterback to go pick a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the stuff I be saying because sometimes, boy, and I think, and we was to do the 2014 draft over. I believe Aaron Donald go number 1 overall, man.
Of course.
That dude go number 1 overall. We had a chance to get it. But like I say, that's what I would do though. I mean, Kyle Trask, I hope he make it, but if he don't, he don't. But I just got to see what he got though. I just got to see what that dude got, man. Because like I say, man, in 2020, he was the number 1 quarterback and completions too. Yards and touchdowns. So I just got to see what that is, though. I got to see him on that field playing. Man. And I don't care about it because he had the tight end, what's his name?
Pitts,
yeah. And
Kadarius
Toney. Yeah, see, I don't care nothing about that because
Dameon Pierce.
Yeah, but see, here's the deal. I mean, you can go to any one of them quarterbacks and you can pick out all them players or who they throwing the ball to. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, you can say that about Joe Montana, but no, nobody say that about him. But, hey, man, he had Jerry Rice, John Taylor,
Brent Jones,
Roger Craig, Tom Bradford. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I think all them quarterbacks need people to throw the ball to.
Yeah, everybody needs that.
All of them do.
I just want him to win the backup job.
Me too.
I just want to win the
backup
backup job.
Man. I hope he do, though. But then if he ain't it, then you just go to the next guy. That's the way I look at it.
I'd say this.
I don't know if I go in the first round next year for the next guy.
The Bucs got an opportunity with this draft to make an impact. Instead of having the draft class that don't do nothing, this draft class can actually be very vital.
Yeah, but the draft class got to do something. Man, he got to hit. But then again, it really depends on what player you get, man. Because and then far as in them players' mindset. Because see, there's something else don't nobody never think about. The same way you can go to Little League football and see a superstar, and by the time he get to middle school, he ain't playing football no more because he just don't want to play no more. Mm-hmm. Not that he ain't good enough, he just don't want to play no more. Right. Some get to high school and do that. Some get to college and do that. And some get to the NFL and they'll just, man, I'm kind of tired of doing this now. I'm just gonna hang around enough just to give me a few checks. So they ain't gonna be as good as the ones that saying I'm trying to make Hall of Fame. And I actually heard Shannon Sharp say that before. That you got players out here, they don't care to make the Hall of Fame. I mean, man, once they make it there, they get tired of the grind of it. And see, then that's another thing. That's something nobody look at. Because you can just be one day and just feel like, man, I don't want to do this no more. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I know I'm getting paid. But you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to hang around just enough to where I just be just a guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just so I can keep me another chick coming in and then I just ride off into the sunset. Now that's something else nobody thinks about. But that stuff like that happens a lot. Even much on that level. They just get tired of it.
And I say to close this out, I will say this, come this draft, I think things should fall where it's supposed to fall, as far as for the Bucs, if they play the cards right and everything happens in front of them the correct way. But I'll tell you this much: on draft day, we're gonna have a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be there.
A draft day
I'm gonna
party.
be
Do
on there.
not miss that.
Oh no, man, I ain't.
Yeah, make sure you bring your food and your choice of beverage.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna try to get 20 folks in the chat room.
Oh yeah, man. I'm gonna be there. What time you gonna get on?
I'm gonna try to get on like an hour, 30 minutes before.
Oh, all right.
That way we can kind of be already settled in by the time the draft starts. I don't want to start like when it comes on. I want to be like we already kind of lit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we already the chat room filled up. You know, the locker room filled up, 20 folks.
Yeah.
You know, we already just sitting there waiting, talking and stuff like that. You know.
So let me ask you something. What about your other little podcast you be doing? I don't know how to get to it, man. I don't know how to do that over the. I ain't that good with these with technology like that.
Yeah, I put a couple episodes in there already before. I just got to start putting some new stuff on. I'll put it in the chat.
All right, that's cool. Cause man, I would like to listen to it. Like I say, man, I drive trucks, so
Oh yeah, perfect.
I listen to all that. All number of the podcast is mostly.
Yeah, so I put it in the chat room. So
all right, bro. I'm gonna go and let you go, homie.
All right, man. Appreciate it, man. Brent, be safe out there on them streets.
Oh yeah, man. You too, bro. You have a blessing.
You too, man.
All right, homie.
All right, folks. The locker room is now closed. I enjoyed this locker room session. You know, we talked about the trenches, and we're going to continue on Monday and Tuesday pass rushers on the outside that the Bucks can possibly get to in the second, third round. So, because we know first round it's D tackle, defensive line on the line. So, with that being said, hopefully y'all enjoy y'all weekend. Enjoy y'all weekend. Please do have fun, be safe. Happy Easter for those of you that celebrate Easter. I don't have anything else. I'll see y'all Monday. Fire those cannons, seize the day, raise the flag, #build the trenches. I'll see y'all Monday. Peace.